All right, talking about protests, just recently in those states, the University of Benin had a serious stage out face-off between the students and the leadership of the university. Now looking at some of the way forward, the welfare of Nigerian students and how to tackle some of this campus rancor. I have with me now in the studio to discuss this Comrade Busayo Ojo. Joe Boss is the president, All Campus Show. Thank you for coming to the program.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And from my extreme left is Honorable Ekwe David, is an activist too, and he will be joining us to discuss this. Now let's come to you, Joe Boss. Help us make sense. What is the state of Nigerian university currently, and what has been the major problem facing the Nigerian students?
All right, thank you so much. The problem of Nigerian students today is not starting from today. Yeah, when we go into the history, the lecturers have been complaining about poor funding of universities in Nigeria way back since 1988. And the lecturers have been going on strike since 1988 till date. And there is no remedy, there is no solutions to that. So, which have come to affect the students on campus. And the students on campus have been having issues with what has been happening between the lecturers and the government. So with that, the situation of the campus is not stable since decades ago, like 3 decades ago. And that is what is really affecting, because the intermediary, like the ASU, the lecturers, the professors, they have not even come to tackle the major things they need to tackle. You understand? And in many times we have come to talk to them, to the ASU. Like in 2020, I could remember that I had a meeting with them. But it's like, these small people, what can they do to us? They cannot help us. And we are telling them that we have the solution to end ASU strike in Nigeria. This thing cannot be continuing like this. Many people are dropping out. Most of our students are dropping out every day with this. So the only thing that that is causing this issue is the poor funding and how the ASU, the professors on campus, manage this clash or this misunderstanding, because I can call it misunderstanding, between the federal government and the staff, university staff.
And you say you have solutions to all these problems? The
solutions are very well grounded.
Okay, you'll be walking us through the solution, but let's quickly come to Honorable David. Just recently, we saw how Nigerian students of the University of Benin came out in mass to express their displeasure over so many issues. Do you think it was proper for them to hijack a federal road? Do you think it was proper for them to shut down the school system, because in a way they interrupted school activities, and that actually twisted the leadership of the university to ask them to go home for a while? Is it normal?
Yes. Part to that protest that was done, yes, it's the right. Education is a right, not a privilege. You know, these students pay school fees, and these school fees be amounted as a way of salary to these professors. And also, you know, ever since we've been in school, I was a student. I went to College of Education in Kadalo, of which I studied biology and integrated science, understand all the structures of educations. Also, in my findings, when I did my project my final year, I also understand that education, I also quote, education is the bedrock of every given successful country in the world. If a country must succeed today, it must be in the bedrock and the fundament of educations. So the professors have failed in their own parts of finding out professional solution to that effect that have orchestrated to that protest. So it is a rightful given right of the student to show that displeasure, to demonstrate and to tell them that they are tired, because tomorrow this same student will still become the professor. So what we are having also in school, in class today, is paperwork, different from practical. We have several professors in different country today is who are professors, not just in objective, but in practical works. So the issue here today is not just boiled down on just the federal government, it's not boiled down to the professors too. The professors are sleeping. It's that time we need to wake up to their collective responsibilities. Let them go back to the drawing board. Let them go back to their own professionalism. Understand that what it takes to become a professor of physics is to create electricity. Now, you need to start that from the school. If Uniben, as big as Uniben, cannot provide electricity for themselves, that means it's a slap to the face of the lecturers and the professors.
So you're hammering on the professors alone. We have doctors. We have other lecturers in other cadre in the school. So you're just hammering on the professors alone.
Yes.
You also have other professionals too in the school.
Yes, we have other professionals, but you know, in the ranking of education, the professors, the highest ranking. That's the highest, yeah. I think you must attain to that level of professor. You must have gone through series of, you know, process of projects. So what are that project? What are they? If today I tell you I'm a professor of physics, I was able to provide something for you to show that yes, I'm a professor
related to my field.
To my field. Then now we are clamoring about electricity, just common electricity. The school is being held, and not just that it's school fees ICO now. It's not school fees ICO, just electricity. What's it going to take them? And we heard that after series of interaction, we heard that the school management are able to pay 800 million to BDC. And this 8 million to BDC, and this BDC was once a student from these universities. By these professors,
some of them.
Yes, all of them
were taught by the professors in schools. Now they are producing what professors cannot produce.
David still have the floor. We'll come to you in a moment. I know you are itching to lend your voice to what he's saying. But let's allow David. David, go ahead.
So you see the people are coming from now. They are now the one who's now holding the professor to ransom. Isn't that a slap to the face?
Well, there was an audio making round on social media, and some people tried to put pictures and all that to it, alleging that the VC actually said that they don't have 200 million to pay, they don't have 80 million to pay. She was just giving different figures in that audio voice. Though we have not independently verified whose voice it is, but so many persons are saying that's the voice of the VC when she granted an interview on a radio show. She was actually giving her own side of the story. It was probably before then they now asked students to go back home. But do you think the school leadership, they are fair enough? Do you think the leadership of Professor Salami is fair enough to the student of Uniben as this issue is concerned?
All right, thank you so much. I will first of all say that the best vice chancellor we have in Nigeria is Professor Lilian Salami.
Okay.
She's very good when it comes to, you know, all manner of categories. She has turned University of Benin to Cambridge. She has done a lot in the University of Benin. But one thing is that a tree cannot make a forest. And according to Ekwe, as he was talking about the professors, if most of them are also like the Vice Chancellor of the University of Professor Lilian Salami, the situation in the University of Benin will not be like this. Imagine we have electrical department, and we have professors there. They could not provide light. They paid 80 million naira. It's a slap to University of Benin for paying 80 million naira to BEDC.
Monthly. They even increased the fee, according to the Vice Chancellor, because I spoke with her. They increased the fee from 80 or so to 200. So they are now negotiating with the BEDC that they cannot pay 200 million naira, that they have to, you know, reduce it for them. So BDC now had an agreement with them that they should bring anything they have, like 80,000 naira, 80 million naira. So they brought 80 million naira, they gave BDC 80 million naira. After that, they were expecting BDC to connect them back to light, but they could not. They said that they should bring more 70 million naira. And why would BDC be playing university like that? The students you taught is now coming to play you. And I want to say this, that it is what you have, it is what you gave to the people, to the students, you trained, and that's what they are giving back to you. And I want to let you know that corruption in this country started from the universities. When we go back to the history,
I'm going to compare these two with what happened in 1922, West African Student Union in England there. The students were protesting, the African students were protesting there that they want to be eating the same thing the white students are eating. So now the management sat them down, they heard them out, and they started giving them whatever they wanted. But now in 1948, during the establishment of confraternity in University of Ibadan, that was the first university in Nigeria, then they did the same thing, that they want to be fighting for their rights, they want to be fighting for everything. So the management did not really sit them down to hear them out. So they started attacking the students, fighting for their rights. And you know, when you are in the light of thing and you are in the light of thing, when people start attacking you, you go behind and you start doing things. So that's what really gave birth to the secret court in Nigeria. And many students have started doing things behind. So you will see people, they are not really bold enough to do whatever they want to do, because they are not, because the school management will attack them. So talking about corruption, they have built students to the university, they have built students in the university, and also after building this university in the university, most of them have become governor, presidents today. You can see when you protest to the president or to the governor, they will have to intimidate you, because what they got from university is intimidation from the lecturers. These professors, they are supposed to be busy doing researches, bringing out solutions to problems in the society. But the case is reversed. The only thing they can do is to seek for how they can fail students. When they are rusticated students, they will be happy. But let them do research, they will not be able to do research. Albert Einstein said that doing one thing over and over at the same time and expect change is insanity. Strike have been going on since 30 years ago, and we are still doing that strike. And I told them that, don't you have another means of, telling the government what you want? But they are still doing the strike. I had a meeting with them that we are going to help you out so that we can see how the strike can.
You have actually said that you've had several meetings with them.
Yes.
It yielded positive results.
They didn't hear us out, because I think maybe it's pride that how would this be coming from the younger people like this, and the solution is lying on the younger people, because we are of technology.
Yes.
Okay.
We are of technology.
And you are saying Nigerian professors, they are not in tabs with current trend. Is that what you are saying? If you say you have more grasp of the technology, you're not saying Nigerian professors in our universities, they are not really okay, or they are not too good with technology.
If they are good, they should prove it. When it comes to BDC, the electricity is very simplest thing to give to people.
Manufacture.
Yes.
If they give us 80 million, let Unibank give us 80 million naira that they gave to BEDC, we give them light, 24 hours power supply.
If they give you 80 million now,
yes, we give them 24 hours power supply. We provide light
to
them.
Campuses.
The two campuses
and
Ubo. We give them electricity for them to know. See, this thing is just a challenge.
Are you just saying this, or you have done a research?
Now,
have you done a research?
We have done several researches. Now, what we want to do now is that our students want to really help them out, because most of them are really reading on their phones. The reason why they are clamoring for this light is because of their phones, so that they can charge phones, do research, read. But now, what we want to do is that we want to give them lecture, we want to organize a workshop, though there is no funding to really do that. We want to give them free of charge to teach them how to make their power bank. Not less than, they will not spend more than 5,000 naira doing their power bank that will not use electricity. If each student can have that, they will not be bothered with the light.
You want to produce power banks?
We are not going to produce
it. It's like you have so many things in your head that you want to drop this morning, but we'll get back to you. Let's allow you to cool off a little. You have so many things. You say you have solutions to the lingering ASU strike. ASU strike that is as old as my father, as old as my grandfather. You are saying you have solution.
Yes.
You have met with lecturers,
yes.
And you are now saying you want to provide solutions to power issue. They give you 80 million, you will provide power.
Yes.
for University of Benin and other universities in Nigeria.
They may not
You're also
even bring 80
saying
million naira.
you also say it should not be up to 80 million.
No, they may not even bring the 8 million naira.
Okay.
Let the 8 million naira be paid back to University of Benin.
Okay.
I will teach them what they will use.
Okay,
it
no,
for.
I'm just trying to give. I just want to take you through some of your submissions so that
Yeah,
we'll be on the
sure.
same page. We'll be on the same page. And you're also saying that you want to provide means, alternative means of power for students to power their phones.
Yes.
You talked about power bank.
Yes.
We'll come back to that. Lack of funding, is it the major issue, Honorable Ekwe?
Yes.
Because to an extent, it's a federal university, and as such, they should have some kind of subversion from government.
Yes.
And there's what they call internally generated revenue too. The school have opportunity or their liberty to generate revenue internally. So if they can generate revenue internally, among other projects that they carry out privately as an institution, and also they get a kind of support from the government, you understand, what is now the major problem? Is it corruption, like he said?
Yeah.
Or selfishness?
Yes. Number one is corruption. Number two is selfishness. Like we never said. We have proven some statistic structures on that base before. Like I said, the lecturers are too lazy to carry out research and project work. Because I've seen series of persons who said they are in mass communication. Today, if you bring it to the studio, they'll flop off. My younger brother is in Campus 2. I was the one who taught him. I said, come, bring your phone. You see, this church service, you have to be doing your job now. This is how you start. This is a practical work. I was telling him, give him basics because I understand the basic structure of education. I was well taught in college education in Kadolo. We understand as a teacher education, we know how to, to bring you to a person. You understand? Number two, I want to talk about the federal government and also the structure of the federal government.
So quickly wrap up on that.
Okay, let me just pitch on that. It has to do with the Minister of Education. Okay. The Minister of Education does not understand the basic curriculum of education. That's why we are still having a poor funding in education in Nigeria today, because we are looking at the world fund of education in all countries. Nigeria is the least. So if Nigeria has a proper funding from the federal government, we will not be having issues. Number two, when I go back I'm going back to university now, to this higher institution. Now, when I was in school during a period in college education at Chadolo, because I did biology and physics. Now, we have this structure on ground whereby we use chemicals, combine chemicals together to produce motrue for 2 weeks. So when we mix the chemical and we make it on the base of plywood, after 2 weeks, you have motrue. You understand? So now we now understand the structures of because I did parasitism. I'm able to tell you if I see a symptom or signs of everything. I'm able to explain to you this is because why we did research. So I'm talking about a college of education.
That people are underrating.
The knowledge I have.
That they've even locked down one time.
Yes, the knowledge I have. If I'm able to bring it here, we'll be shocked. Because we were taught, we went through a series of practical, not just paperwork. Practical. If I tell you now that I'm a teacher, yes, I'm able to teach my students the way they understand. See, the way I'm talking to you now, you're able to understand things.
Of course.
Now, I'm not talking about listeners. I'm going back to the federal institutions. Now we have different faculties. We have faculty of agriculture. They don't need funding. The university is supposed to be able to provide solutions to any challenges for themselves before they come on the federal government. Now, how do we do this? We have the Department of Agriculture, full farming. We are talking about full shortage in Nigeria and all that. It's paining me because we have the capacity and availability and skills to do this thing, but they're not being put into practice. But paperwork. Yeah, you'll be shocked today. Somebody who study engineering will just come and talking to you just on mail flats.
He will tell you he will be using theory
without practical. Will tell you what is this. If you give him a sodiana, he'll be able to tell you this sodiana or wedding machine.
So quickly, Honorable David, are you not saying to an extent the university system in Nigeria is actually collapsing?
It's collapsing.
And you are actually, from your submission,
yes,
you're saying the colleges of education and polytechnics are even on the better side?
Yeah, on the better side. On the better side compared to...
In terms of practice. If you go to,
what's it called, Hussein, if you get to College of Agriculture, of which I know it's a little challenges now, you're able to produce what's it called, palm fruit seeds. Yes. So now if you talk about Aruchi, if If you go there, you see different type of mechanism, things that are really produced. Go there and see for yourself. I went to what's it called, Polytechnic, this one at Auchi, to find out some historic things, because where I was once the president of Nigerian Student and Youth. So I moved around the campuses to understand and also to fix the challenges of Nigeria students from likewise Jobos. So we work together to checkmate and to see how we can resolve the issue of ground. All campus has been a great achievement in this fundament, you know, to enhance and help students in their not just research and also help them financially. Now, what I want to say is this: is that if the professors go back to class, go back to that drawing board, like every department in every universities be able to produce something once in a year as a project, Nigeria will never import anything from any country. Now we cannot produce nothing, not even toothpick. Now all these things you are seeing, these phones are project work. Power banks are project work. TVs are project work. There's nothing bad for Nigeria producing a car. Like University of Benin this year produce car. University of Benin this year produce rice. University of Benin this next year produce things. You know, this thing is able to fund university for functioning without even asking the federal government for a dime. This thing does not take too much. University of Benin has many large scale lands to do all these things. Now, we're talking about electricity challenges in University of Benin. Do you know we have the river band is not too far from the institution, whereby the professors can go there and create something like a dam, a river-based dam that will provide electricity for them. And if you look at the river structure, is the way alone is much to provide electricity. I was taught in school when we did a mini what's it called, clay down. We put water and the water was heated. A mini transformer with this. So when we did it, generator power. We put a bulb, a torchlight. Nigeria cannot produce anything. It's a shame when we have professors upon professors, and these professors are not professors of their own self. If you want to do anything, ASU strike. What are you asking for? Is it for the interest of students? No, for their own selfish interest. Increase salary. Increasing your salary and you're not doing any project. Today you're saying government is bad. Tomorrow you're saying government is not doing this. Tomorrow you're saying there's poor funding education and you are not producing anything to the country.
Comrade David, it seems both of you are not preacher of love this morning. The level of violence is too high. Let's reduce it a little, at least. Let's add a level of respect for these guys. They have done well academically, these professors. You know, I know, I understand your plight, but it's fine. Let's return now to you, Jobos. You gave us so many solutions. Let's start working on this solution now so that we can use that to wrap up now. You talked about ending ASU strike. Quickly, few seconds. How can that be achieved?
All right, with what Ekwe David said, among these professors, we have good ones among them. Okay. The ones that are very sound. I know, I graduated from University of Benin, and I know them, I call them my father, they know me, and I know them. And there are most of them that are not really, you know, I don't even know how to classify them. They are just there. Now, the issue of the electricity, because that's what really caused this, what's it called, the protest here in the University of Benin. Now, concerning the power bank we have spoken, we have given the chances to the university professors that we can really assist them to do a lot of things. But since they are not really accepting us, we want to focus on our students. And what we want to do, the problem is electricity. As I told you, that is the least thing that we can do for the students. Now, University of Benin, Uniben FM, has not been working since 6 years or 7 years. And this should be an IGR, bringing funding to University of Benin. Uniben Pure Water is not drinkable to me. I don't know others. And many people have told me that Uniben Water has given them diseases.
Some of these allegations, they are very strong allegations.
It's not allegation, it's a fact. You can test it yourself.
Have you verified some of these claims?
It's not about verifying. You can see, if you want to get the clear part of this, just walk to University of Benin.
They are producing water and you are saying, because that is like condemning a business.
The students cannot even give the water made by the platform. Even they know.
You can go and do your research about this. I told you I finished from University of Benin. And my campus was in Ekewa where the pure water is being manufactured.
Factories.
Yeah. So I know what I'm talking about. Uniben is on my campus, Ekewa campus. I've even done my possible best to make that campus radio station to be working. I even wanted to tell the VC that it should give me an authority to revive the radio station because I'm an entertainer, I'm a production person, a TV person, a radio person, I'm a filmmaker. So it's something
is that your field of study?
That's my field of study. I can revive University of Benin FM. These professors are there, the lecturers are there, and they are not making use of it. Each department in University of Benin, or in, we are not even talking about University of Benin alone, all the universities in Nigeria, they should be producing one thing or the other. It is a form of IGR. They should leave the government alone. They should solve their problem. They should even solve government problem.
That's it.
Imagine I marry a wife, and maybe at the end of three years, I leave my wife with a child. We should not bring up the child. So if the federal government is saying they are not giving you allocation, then you bring up the child. The children on campus, you bring up, you furnish everywhere. Like Professor Salami is doing. She's doing greatly.
Okay, well, if you have a child, don't run and leave your wife. That is a sign of irresponsibility. if that is what you are using as an example.
Yeah.
If you have a wife, don't run and leave your wife, all right? Stay with your wife and bring up your children in this context now. Okay, now, but to an extent, let's look at the issue of power bank. I'm interested. You said you can produce power bank. Yes. Alternatives. So let's look at it. What is the means? What do you need? Will government need to come into the project to support? Do you want the university to come to partner with you?
Well, what we want is that we want a freelance support.
Okay.
We know that many people are outside there. They want to hijack the project.
Okay, you are afraid.
We are not afraid. We want to give it to the students. Everybody will still know the means of this. We are not afraid, but we want our students to be the number one that will beneficiary of this. So we want to organize a workshop that will bring students together and tell them this is how you do it. I want to start with University of Benin. Since they have electricity issues now. You understand? So this power bank of a thing is a project that will need funding. No one has been funding on campus. It's an NGO, and we are also giving the less privileged students on campus, stipends, because that is one of the problems on campus. The mental traumas. Many students are traumatic mentally because of the intimidations that have been coming from the lecturers, and we cannot even blame the lecturers because of the intimidations that have been coming from the federal government. But I return it to the lecturer that they should not expect anything from the federal government. You have been given an office.
Yes.
Manage it.
Yes.
Okay. All right, David, pick it up from here. Let's begin to wrap up now. We are going to end from your end. What are the fast solutions to some of these issues?
The first solution
from your end, you've given us so
yes, I've given
just
so
add some.
The first solution is this. We know the lecturers have been trying. The professors have been trying. It's not easy. There are several challenges when it comes to educational infrastructures. Like I said before, I will also challenge the federal government also. I will also challenge the Minister of Education to stand fit to his own duties to respond fast. And also the Senate, if they are planning of any budget, education should be the utmost priority. The budget of education should be high. And also I want to use this medium to beg all lecturers in all institutions in Nigeria should also go back to the drawing board. That we as students, not just buying my handout, buy my handout. It's like, what I'm trying to say this quickly. We later found out that whatever they are teaching us is something that's been done in 1990 something where I have not been done. So now, in this century, so it's a series of research and projects. So let's use curriculum. Let's teach curriculum. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a teacher. So if I'm teaching you today, next semester I should come up with another solution of curriculum, so that to invite and to motivate you as a student, so that you're able to learn and to be part of the ongoing structures of the future. So please, I also want to also challenge the students. Also, it's not just lingering on lecturers or professors. Go back and do your own personal research, of which we have done before. I was in RCC when we started doing Jet Club.
Thank you.
We now to
Thank
provide
you,
some little things.
David Ekwe, we appreciate you. I'm sure if you become a professor, we'll have a better university system. I'm very sure.
Very sure.
People like you, and of course, Comrade Ojo Busai or Jobos, we appreciate you for being on the program. We'd like to have you again, gentlemen.